hear it? Can you feel it? Can you smell it? No, Seattle viewers, not the unique blend of urinary potpourri. That's the hobo camps. The Iron Age cometh! A seismic eruption of independent creativity that survives and fucking thrives in the total absence of mainstream support or acknowledgement. Well, outside of poorly camouflaged fucking disgust when comic legend and living sunbeam Ethan Van Sciver severed ties with the big two and rebooted his creator-owned series Cyberfrog. The acrimony of the mainstream might have overpowered a lesser man. Fortunately for Ethan, the mass hatred of talentless tards happens to be the source of his superpowers. When fellow YouTuber and all-around solid dude Eric July obliterated his original goal for the first run of Isom #1, Mesozoic media types at Marvel, DC, and of course bleating tool Rich the Bitch Johnston all but belched acid in his general direction. This despite dedicating the past 15 fucking years to celebrating mediocrity squared from their own hand-chosen house tokens at DC and Marvel with sales numbers that read like a fucking soccer score. Johnston authored a particularly autismal treatise that deliberately reported only the number of backers for Isom #1 rather than the Olympian monetary figure it represented, which at the time was something like $2.25 million? Something I note he never did with the 12 1/2 copies of Mark Waid's Daredevil that have been sold since 2013. A run he devoted every waking hour since to furiously fucking hand-jiving to. Isom #1, by the way, has raised nearly goddamn double that total at present, in case you are curious. And it's shipping as we speak. The dog pile doesn't stop there, though. Critical Drinker with Dark Harvest, Doug to Naples, Bigfoot Bill, and Earthworm Jim Kickstarters, and on it rolls, rampaging across the countryside like Ted Kennedy's Oldsmobile. And if I may be so presumptuous as to interject my own works, my fully illustrated fantasy pulp series Night Vale was a surprise success over a year ago, and my forthcoming second volume, the proof copy of which I hold in my digits, Death Mask, is already shaping up to surpass it by a considerable amount, and it's only in pre-order, folks. But in my eyes, something infinitely more noteworthy has been occurring on the periphery. Oh, sure, shitloads of new creators have been seized by the spirit of the Iron Age, urged on by their own ambitions, talents, not to mention the inbound implosion of the two major comic companies to spur themselves to release their own creative projects, and I find that frankly fucking amazing. It's why I assigned it the eponym The Iron Age as a sort of catch-all, not for some click or fucking hashtag, but to describe the entire era in which we're presently dwelling. Whatever internecine baby mama drama might seize one subset or another of these disparate communities, my friends, it is all a part of the Iron Age. If you missed out on my Become the Culture rant, you're forgiven for now, but may I call attention to the following exhortation. I get that not everyone is creatively inclined, so even if your writing will get laughed off the YIF board at Fur Affinity, even if you draw like Michael J. Fox after a triple shot espresso, you can still cover the creative revolution. You can still be passionate about it in public. Look, we're making the new counterculture whether they want it or not, so who's gonna run the non-woke answer to Newsarama or the non-autistic IGN? And that's what I find myself flabbergasted by. Truth is, even before the Iron Age, indie creators were crapping out projects left and right with varying expressions of success. What's new and undeniably exciting about the dawn of Iron Age media is that it's actually begun to bubble into the beginnings of an honest-to-God media movement. Any old asshole can say they want to make a comic, and the law of averages says some of them will suck. What's shockingly difficult is to take up the mantle, fix bayonets, and dare to be a bona fide fucking movement, which is what really makes the Iron Age unprecedented at present. By way of example, I give to you ironage.media, a website with editorials, reporting, and even writing prompts featuring everything from new indie comic creators to new pulp writers, novelists, animation, and far the fuck beyond, all under the umbrella of the Iron Age. And no, I am unaffiliated with the website. Look, many moons ago, I mocked the merry shit out of the Skepticant community. My words of caution were ignored and even reviled at the time, but like all who bet against the Razör, Hindsight's a merciless bitch, ain't she? To paraphrase my own mouthy ass, if all you do is light the torches, sharpen the pitchforks, and form a circular firing squad around, say, Sarkeesian, Frosk, Rings of Power, Rise of Skywalker, or She-Bulk, oh, you'll obliterate or at least embattle your opponents for a fact, and ain't nothing wrong with making a penny or 50,000 on YouTube in the process. But when the object of your antipathy evaporates or moves on to redder pastures, and the gun smoke settles, all you're left with is a gaggle of angry assholes with gun barrels trained at each other's fucking domes. You tell me what happens next. Better yet, don't. Look instead to the smoldering rubble of the goddamn blood sports phenomenon, which I warned of this very inevitability, and inevitably boofed itself at the speed of spite. A carnivorous community invariably acquires a taste for its own. Instead of corralling one another into subgroups and sniping at one another in perpetuity, instead of fixating obsessively on some socialistic strawman or SJW focal point, indulging in knee-jerk clickbait exclusively, create! Hard! Craft your comics, print that novel, design that goddamn video game or mod. Bury your adversaries in your own undeniable greatness. Give the world superior stories with better art than DC and Marvel are even fucking inclined to deliver at present, and then surpass even that. Iron Age media, right? Better than Newsarama ever did. Provide a community that would make them lime goddamn green with envy. But much more importantly than any of us creative types, be the beating drum at the head of the growing creative cavalry charge. Be vocal and profound in your passion for projects you enjoy. We're locked and loaded, Razor Force. The independent onslaught is already inbound. It cannot be quelled. So if you can't shoulder a figurative rifle and create something of your own, whether due to lack of inclination or underdeveloped talents, understand there's no shame in that whatsoever, because the people who actually make the loudest noise at the end of the day are the ones who stand proudly at the head of the host, eyes upraised and chest swelling with snark, and join the offensive by blasting that fucking trumpet and broadcasting that victory to all of Christendom. Mount the fuck up, Razor Force, and give them the battle cry of the Iron Age. God fucking speed! Strike hard!